What's up po sa inyong lahat? Hello Vlogs TV subscribers and supporters. How are you doing today? For those who are new to my channel, my name is Jason. I am the creator of Vlogs TV YouTube channel. I am a teacher here in the Philippines, a YouTuber, and a road safety advocate as well. I want to share my vlogs to everyone who might find my content useful. I talk about educational topics like educational vlogs, health vlogs, moto vlogs, and paranormal vlogs. If you like my content, please do click on that red subscribe radio button on YouTube and please click on the notification bell as well to get updated on my latest uploads. You can find more of my contents on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram too. Are you looking for the 10 things motorists and commuters in Metro Manila should expect under GCQ? If that is so, this vlog is what you've been looking for. Content, according to Dry Laurel of topgear.com.ph. President Rodrigo Duterte announced that the National Capital Region, NCR, will be put under GCQ starting on June 1, 2020, and while it's a long shot, hopefully, there will be no need for authorities to clamp down again. All that said, everyone, drivers, commuters, motorcycle riders, and hell, even cyclists and pedestrians, should expect a few things if they plan on heading out under GCQ. Here are 10 of the bigger ones. 1. Checkpoints will remain. Don't expect checkpoints to go away anytime soon. Authorities may have loosened up the rules regarding movement, but checkpoints will remain scattered throughout Metro Manila to keep LGU borders and major thoroughfares in check, free of motorists who shouldn't be outside. And, in case you haven't been paying attention, individuals still are not allowed to cross city borders unless they are authorized persons outside residences, APOR. In a recent interview, Joint Task Force Coronavirus Shield, JTFCV Shield, Commander General Guillermo Eliezer said that authorities are already expecting unauthorized individuals to be out and about once Metro Manila shifts into GCQ. Not sure if you're allowed to head out under GCQ. Here's a full list of APORs provided by the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority (MMDA). Authorized persons outside residence, bank employees, armored vehicle crew, money transfer service employees, grocery and convenience store employees, public market vendors, pharmacists and drug store employees, restaurant staff and crew, delivery personnel of cargo 2 per vehicle, food and medical manufacturing establishment employees, telecommunications key officials and employees, cable and internet provider employees, water company key officials and employees, water delivery and refilling station crew, power plant maintenance employees, petroleum tanker drivers, gasoline attendants, coal delivery services, garbage collectors, emergency responders, Bureau of Fire Protection, National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, Department of Social Welfare and Development, Barangay Health Emergency Response Team, LGU officials, Philippine National Police personnel, Armed Forces of the Philippines personnel, Philippine Coast Guard personnel, Bureau of Jail Management and Penology personnel, National Bureau of Investigation personnel, Office for Transportation Security personnel, Bureau of Customs personnel, Bureau of Immigration personnel, Philippine Ports Authority personnel, MMDA personnel, company security officers and security guards, force multipliers, barangay officials and tanids, all Department of Health officials and staff, LGU Health Facility personnel, Philippine Red Cross vehicles and staff bearing logo and IDs, World Health Organization country and regional offices core staff, doctors and their drivers, hospital staff and employees, including janitorial services, medical professionals and other employees, private caregivers, funeral service employees and immediate family of deceased, senators and congressmen with their cuz, department secretaries, undersecretaries, and assistant secretaries, bureau directors, ombudsman and deputy ombudsman, Supreme Court, Court of Appeals, Court of Tax Appeals, and Sandigan Bayan Justices, regional, metropolitan, city and municipal trial court judges and prosecutors, governors, media personalities including Presidential Communications Operations Office and attached agencies with ID cards issued by PCOO. 2. Cashless will be the new norm. Authorities are encouraging the use of cashless transactions when taking public transportation. Most forms of mass transport are expected to offer the option not just under GCQ, but moving forward under the new normal. The Department of Transportation (DOTR) and Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board (LTFRB) already have partnerships in place with GCash and Paymaya to allow PUV operators to offer commuters cashless forms of payment. Grab, for its part, has already announced it is narrowing down its payment options to just GrabPay and credit or debit cards. Cashless payment, particularly in taxis and TNVS, is part of the new normal, and we are glad that our drivers and operators have easy and convenient options such as Paymaya, so that they can quickly implement this solution for the safety and benefit of their riders, LTFRB head Martin Delgrid III said, announcing his agency's partnership with Paymaya. 3. Ride-hailing reborn. We mentioned that Grab is now limiting payment options to just GrabPay, credit, and debit cards, but that change is only the tip of the iceberg. Under GCQ, GrabCar vehicles are required to have non-permeable acetate barriers in place and can only carry up to a maximum of 2 passengers. Passengers are also required to complete an online health and hygiene checklist prior to trips, and the company has put a system in place that will allow it to track and notify passengers exhibiting symptoms of COVID-19. You can check out a full list of the ride-hailing firm's operational changes here. Ankas and other motorcycle taxi services, meanwhile, are still not allowed under GCQ. 4. Now might be the time to buy a bike. For the first time in forever, the government is taking the plight of the cyclist seriously. To say that owning a bicycle over the past 2 months came in handy is a massive understatement, and now politicians and government agencies are seriously planning to make pedal-powered two-wheelers a sizable part of movement in the metro. So far, a bill called the Safe Pathways Act has been filed in the Philippine Senate in hopes of creating pop-up bicycle lanes and emergency pathways to make the country friendlier for cyclists and pedestrians, and at least one politician has called on the DOTR to include biking and pedestrian infrastructure in its budget. Cross your fingers that everyone's newfound love for bicycles will carry over once this pandemic is finally over. 5. The return of traffic. Frankly, it's still too early to tell what exactly traffic will look like under GCQ. A lot of images are going around on social media showing traffic jams that span for kilometers, but these were likely taken along thoroughfares with checkpoints that drastically slow traffic. It's safe to say, though, that there will be a noticeable jump in cars out on the road once GCQ finally kicks in. 6. Modified number coding. While nothing is final yet, the Metro Manila Council (MMC) has already recommended the implementation of a modified number coding scheme. Napag usapan dun, in the meeting, magiging modified coding ang gagawin natin, meaning puwede kong lumabas kung coding ka, pero dapat dalawa kayo sa sasakyan para at least ma-maximize natin lahat ang kotsang lalabas, MMDA General Manager Jojo Garcia explained during a recent press briefing. Details regarding this measure, though, are still scarce. But the MMDA has already said that frontline workers will be exempted from a modified number coding scheme if ever one is implemented. This is something to watch out for if you're a private motorist. 7. Even longer lines. If you plan on taking trains in Metro Manila during GCQ, we're advising you as soon as now to set aside a considerable amount of time for waiting in line. The LRT1, LRT2, and MRT3 will only be allowed to take on up to 25% of a train's maximum capacity, so each train set will only be allowed to carry between 100 to 150 passengers at a time. Sticker markers have also been placed to enforce social distancing measures in queues. Earlier this month, reports surfaced saying commuters should expect waits at train stations to take between 2 to 3 hours. The Philippine National Police (PNP) even demonstrated what the situation in train stations will look like during GCQ. 8. Bus rationalization. The LTFRB has already started accepting applications, rationalized bus routes within Metro Manila. A total of 4,600 slots are up for grabs for public buses along 31 rationalized routes including North EDSA Fairview, Cubao Antipolo, Bundia BGC, and Ayala Alabang, among others. One nice development is that buses plying these routes must have colored markings with their corresponding route code. By the way, officials are also considering overhauling EDSA by turning the outermost lanes into bicycle lanes, and the innermost ones into bus lanes. Let's see how this pans out. 9. Limited public transportation. Public buses, UV express services, and jeepneys will not yet be permitted to operate under GCQ for at least the next 2 weeks, Baka Pwedeng Wala Munong Bus and Jeepney, MMDA General Manager Jojo Garcia said during a recent press briefing. While trains, taxis, transport network vehicle services (TNVS) like Grab, and even tricycles will be allowed, all of these options will operate in a drastically limited capacity. Expect buses, UV express rides, and jeepneys to return with limited passenger capacity once GCQ shifts into Phase 2 come June 22, 2020. 10. Limited vehicle capacity. The general rule here is that a vehicle cannot carry more than 2 passengers per row of seats. A sedan, for example, may only contain 4 people, the driver, 1 front passenger, and 2 rear passengers. If, however, you drive a 3-row midsize SUV, the maximum allowed occupancy is 6 people. Motorcycles are allowed, but backriding is not. Again, it's important to note that only APORs are allowed to be out. Outro. Well, I hope you guys like my video today. Please share your thoughts about my topic today in the comments section and I'm gonna do my best to read them and make an immediate reply to each of you. All these